Alright, welcome back to The Last of Us Part 2, Episode 20. Might be the final episode. The Last of Us Part 2. Ellie is really injured, but we're on the look for Abby. We ain't stopping until we find her. Ellie, you can't give up now. Can't give up now, Ellie. If Ellie dies, it's going to be a 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10, worst game of the year. Worst game of the decade. We did this. The rattlers are screaming for help. But we caused this. We are the ones who made this all happen. Look at that. We did the right thing. Our rattlers are a bunch of twats, so we made the right call. And now we just need to find Abby and put an end to everything.
Holy.
What the fuck is going on here? You know, I'm definitely glad the rattlers are dead now.
Abby?
Is that her? No, she's not nearly as buff. It is Abby.
Please. It's you.
Where's Lev? It's been a long time coming, Abby. Oh, there's Lev.
Abby. I got you. I got you. They're both this way.
I mean, it's a tough choice, but we might as well help her. We've got to help Lev at least. If it was just Abby, I'd be fine with killing her. We're all injured from this. Is it even worth it? That's the question. I can just see the symbolism between Abby and Lev and Ellie and Joel. Joel being Abby. He's just doing what he's doing to protect her and survive. That's what she's doing. And just like that, we're gonna let her go. I mean, we're not in the best shape, and neither is Abby and Lev. Ellie.
I can't let you leave.
I had a feeling you'd say that, Ellie.
I'm not doing this.
I mean, this is what we came here to do, but shit.
No. I'm not gonna fight you. Yes, you will. He's not a part of this. You made him a part of this. Okay. Okay.
I mean, is Abby in a state to fight? Like, this seems a little unfair. Oh my god. Right, okay then. Okay. We're doing this. It's happening. It's happening. Playing Ellie this time. No fucking around. No fucking about this time. No fucking around this time. Oh, shit. Abby is weakened by this. Come on then, Abby. This is a bit of an unfair fight. This is unfair. Shit. Oh, Jesus. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Ah, shit. Shit. What about Lev, man? What about Lev? Oh shit, we're both fucked up. Look at her. Is there a point even fighting? Jesus. I don't want to do it. You know what? This is for Joel. Oh shit, she's back up. Knocked her back down again. This is for Joel, Tommy, Jesse, even Dina. Ah. Alright, now you definitely deserve it. Now you definitely deserve after that. Horrible fucking way to go.
Take him.
I'm gonna let it go. Ellie's all. Shit. She took a pinky and she took both fingers. Forefinger and the pinky finger. I mean, we made it back. We didn't kill Abby, but then again, she was basically gonna die. I'm not sure how I feel about that. After everything we've been through trying to kill her. I mean, both worlds got destroyed. Ellie's and Abby's. There were too many casualties. Dina? She gone? Where is she gone? I mean, this is the choice we made. We made the choice to go and find... There's guitar. Yep, there's the... There, the music. Music we played. I mean, I think we made the right choice though. We let Abby go. She could look after Lev. It was Abby by herself, but we would not have ended the same. We can still play guitar though. Even without those two fingers. Oh, Joel. Thing is, Joel wouldn't have let Abby get away, even with Lev.
What are you drinking?
Coffee.
Where'd you get that?
Those people that came through last week. A little embarrassed as to what I had to trade to get it, but it's not bad.
I had Seth under control.
Yeah, I know.
And you need to stop harassing Jesse about my patrols.
Okay. Dina. Is she your girlfriend?
No. No, that was just one kiss. It doesn't mean anything. I don't know why she did that.
But you do like her.
So stupid.
Look, I have no idea what that girl's intentions are, but I do know that she would be lucky to have you.
You're such an asshole.
I'm not trying to.
I was supposed to die in that hospital. My life would have fucking mattered. But you took that from me.
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.
That's right, Joel. That's right. That's the right answer. Shitty little voice cracking there, but still.
Yeah. I don't think I can ever forgive you for that. But I would like to try.
I'd like that.
Okay. I'll see you around.
Yep.
saying goodbye to the life we could have had with Dina, but we chose to get revenge. But in the end, we realised. Oh my god. Oh. Jesus Christ, that's a sour but sweet ending. Holy shit. What a game. What a fucking game. I know there's so much to talk about this game. So much. I don't even know where the fuck to start. I mean, alright, to begin with, this is clearly the obvious. Start that again. There's just so much shit going on. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna put this in one ear because that is gonna distract the fuck out of me. But by far, this is the best game I have played in the past few years. I think the last game that was like this that I cared so much about was Red Dead Redemption 2. And that game's storytelling was fucking great. I think to start off the elephant in the room, the story about The Last of Us 2. It was great, but at the same time, there were so many little things that were holding it back to being such a good game. I mean, first of all, the obvious thing is Joel. Well, I see where they're going with this game. This game was about Ellie's story. The first game was about Joel's, second game was about Ellie's. But I feel like Joel was so underused. He just wasn't used at all, and his character was a bit different. And I know people will have said that. And even Naughty Dog is getting death threats about. Same with whoever played Abby. As much as I didn't like Abby in the playthrough, she does not. The actor does not deserve to get death threats. Like that, people care way too much in that sense about the game, about the story. At the end of the day, it's just a fucking game. You should not be giving people death threats, especially actors, the people that have no say in the story, well, hardly any. But I'll reiterate, this game was fucking brilliant. Is it better than the first game? I'd say yeah. It is 100% better than the first game. Maybe not in terms of story, but gameplay, brilliant. It was so good. Story-wise, yeah. Joel died way too early for my liking. I feel like I would like to have seen that passive-aggressive fight between Ellie and Joel, and if the decision he made in the hospital was good. Because the whole point of the ending of the first game was Joel's selfishness got to him. He could have let Ellie go, and the cure would have been found, and humanity would have survived. But because of Joel's selfishness, they're in a world where the apocalypse hasn't ended, they haven't found a cure, and that's all down on Joel. Joel, being the person that he is, saved Ellie, because in a lot of ways, Ellie was like Sarah to him. And that's how he treated her. And then the fact that Ellie found out, and that Ellie distanced herself away from Joel, that killed him inside. When you see someone like that as your daughter, or like as close to a daughter as possible without being biologically your daughter, that would hurt. Really hurt. So that's why Joel is kind of silent. He's not sure what to say because his emotions are so fucked. Because Ellie has turned his back on him. And that's what we saw at the start of the game when we played as Joel. Joel told Tommy about it. But later on, Ellie found out about it and Joel had to explain himself. I would have liked to have seen that more in the game. At least the first half. Or at least like halfway through the game, they start reconnecting again. They start being as close as they were in the first game. But then something happens. Joel gets killed or is severely injured or separated from Ellie. And then that motivation to go find Joel, go help Joel, or even avenge Joel, which is kind of what we did in this game, but he died way too early, where it felt either rushed or it was just, he just didn't deserve to go out that way. His death wasn't a good scene, I thought. It was a shitty way to die as a character. In a beloved game, it's a shitty way to die. Joel should have died. I'm going to say this again. Joel should have died at the end, or at least towards the end, I think. Abby was a good villain. I did like Abby as a villain. If Abby killed Joel at the end, again, I'll be fine with that. I think that would have perfected Abby. But Naughty Dog shows you Abby killing Joel and then forced you to play as her. Why would you care about what this character's going through when she's just killed a beloved character that everyone cares about? It gives you no incentive to play. But in the end, if you saw in the playthrough, if you watched all the way through, I ended up liking Abby in the end. I like playing as her. And I think it's... The thing that saved Abby for me was Lev and Yara. Now, a lot of people might not like those kind of characters. But in a way, that sort of said to me... That sort of shows symbolism to me. How Abby's looking after Lev. How Joel took care of Ellie. Everything matters about Ellie. Protecting her, keeping her safe. And that's what Abby did with Lev. She didn't really care about herself. She just wanted Lev to be safe. Same with Yara. And when Yara died on the island, she felt it. And for that, I'll say Abby was a good villain. Abby was a good villain. Dina, Jesse, and Tommy. I'll start with Dina. Didn't really care about her. To be perfectly honest with you, I didn't really care about her. Same with Jesse. Jesse, when he died, that really just... It didn't work for me. Jesse's death didn't really mean anything. Because he hardly mattered in the story. He didn't really have a good connection with Ellie or Dina. He was kind of in the background. So when he died, his death meant nothing. Hang on, I'm gonna say the rest of my thoughts at the end, but that's because the story credits are just insanely loud. Hang on. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna turn it down. But Dina, I liked as a character, but again, she didn't really... I didn't really care about her that much compared to Ellie and Joel. Those are the characters everyone cares about. Ellie, Joel... I wouldn't say Abby or Mel or Owen. That's why Owen and Mel's death felt nothing. From Ellie's standpoint, yeah, you're helping avenge Joel. That's what you were doing. But from Abby's point of view, you don't have that connection the same way Abby does. Because Mel and Owen are the ones who helped kill Joel. Same with Manny. When Manny died, it was shocked at first. But then you remember, he spat on Joel's face. It didn't really work for me trying to connect with those sort of characters. One thing I need to make clear as well is, in the theatre, with Abby, Ellie, Jesse, Tommy, Dina, all of them, it felt lazy. I might get a lot of hate for that, but it felt lazy. The way Naughty Dog handled them getting out of Seattle and just magically being alright, that pissed me off in the story. It just basically said, oh, they somehow magically got back to Jackson. Tommy's not dead, as it turns out. He got a shot in the head, but he's fine. Don't worry, he's fine. We're not going to lose two major characters in this game. Don't worry about it. Dina was fucking nearly dead. So was Ellie. The only person who stayed there was Jesse. But I'd love to see what happened their way back to Jackson. How they got out of Seattle and how they got back into Jackson. I would love to have seen that. But they just skipped out on it, which I think is a wasted opportunity. I think that's the only real major annoyance I have with the game. I don't think there's anything else I could really criticise this game for. Apart from those small story points and characters that I pointed out earlier, I think that's everything apart from... That's all the bad stuff, I think. But other than that, this game's great. This game's great. Even though I criticised the story, some of the story was really good. And again, towards the end, I actually started caring about Abby as a character, which is crazy, because she killed Joel. Killed the best character in The Last of Us. And I somehow started caring about her because of Lev and Yara. Those Seraphites really worked in terms of connecting with Abby. And I think that's what Naughty Dog was going after. And that symbolism. Abby, Lev, Joel and Ellie. And I think that's what Ellie saw in the end, and that's why she didn't kill Abby. Really good. It's really good. As much as the story could have been so good, it was already good. It just had a lot of potential to be extremely good. I will say something else as well. I know the game's just come out, but it didn't feel that memorable to me, at least in the cutscenes and the story. Ellie started singing. That's a nice touch. Because in the first game, you had Bill, Tess, those sorts of characters, Tommy even for a duration of it, and David. David was a really good side villain to the main plot of the story. I really liked David. Obviously not like him in what he did, but I liked him as a villain. There was just none of that sort of memorability in this game. There are a few scenes that I remember. Joel dying, Jesse dying. Well, pretty much the theatre scene. So Joel dying, theatre. Maybe the Seraph Island. Or the Scar Island. The ending. Like, that's like 4 things I remember. There are so many scenes in the first game you can pick apart with Joel and Ellie. All the scenes were so memorable. Think about, like, after Tess dies, when Joel and Ellie, they don't really know each other, but Joel is so angry and so annoyed, he just said, "Shut up, you ever talk about Tess again, you will die," that sort of thing. It's just those little things like that. Or when Joel falls off the horse in the first game because he's so injured. Then again, that's another plot, that's another story hole, where Ellie magically carried him to safety. Like, she's clearly not strong enough to carry Joel, but somehow she just takes him into a cabin and somehow looks after him. I didn't get it. Naughty Dog like doing that. They just magically get saved. But apart from those short... Joel? But one thing I do want to make clear about Last of Us 2, and one character I actually did quite like, was Tommy. Tommy really, like, bounced back from last episode, or last game. The amount of shit about this game as well, just online, either the leaks or the Naughty Dog employees, just being... I didn't read up on it entirely, but whatever happened to Naughty Dog and the employees there, you know what, I'm sorry. I apologise that you had to go through that, and that probably might have affected how this game came out. But, you know what? I think you did a good job either way. Naughty Dog, they're a great company. They make such good games. The Uncharted series, I've probably mentioned that a couple times. Especially in the playthrough, and I mentioned Nathan Drake about several times. But I love the Uncharted series. And The Last of Us was just a different take. Of Naughty Dog taking something more jokey and telling it something more serious. And it's obvious that they can do that. They can do both quite easily. Especially getting Troy Baker as Joel. Person who played Ellie as well. She's great. Great voice actors. Great actors in general. Even Abby. I'll even give her some credit. I wonder if there's going to be any actual after credit. Or is that just going to be it? That's it. And, oh, New Game Plus unlocked. Oh my god, that's great. And look at that. But no, at the start of the game, I think I've probably showed it in one episode, but you're just constantly on a sailboat. But you don't realise what that is until the end of the game. Where we let Abby go. And what I meant by, like, how I wasn't sure about that, it's kind of like, everything you've been through, it almost felt like for nothing. The whole story was about avenging Joel, killing Abby, but then you kill all of her friends, so it kind of makes you as bad as them. And so you kind of even in that sense. You're both immoral as fuck, but you know what? There was casualties on both sides, and I feel like they both kind of acknowledged, and I would say respected each other, but they acknowledged that both sides, no one was gonna win. I get what they were trying to do with Abby, especially with her story and how when you played as her, where it's trying to show that Abby is surviving just like Ellie, and it was just like Abby was getting revenge on her dad, but then Ellie's getting revenge because of Joel. So it kind of just, it would have gone on forever. It was just, Joel's selfishness got the better of him. That's a perfect way to sum up the first Last of Us ending. What a fucking game though, you know what, I don't even care. That is the best game I've played in years, and you know what, I think that is the best note I can leave this playthrough on. Also, thank everyone for watching this playthrough, even if you've watched one episode for like 1 second then clicked off. You know what, thank you. I really appreciate it. I've never done this type of playthrough on my channel before, but I really enjoyed making it. I want to do more games like this. But there aren't many games that I wasn't this excited to play for. Last of Us Part 2, I was really excited to play for, and you know what? I wasn't let down. Apart from a few story plots, but story holes. But one last time, thank you guys for watching this episode of The Last of Us Part 2. If you did enjoy this series, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. And we'll be going back to weekly uploads from now on. I'll be going back to my regular stuff. If a game pops up like this, again, I will play it. So be on the lookout for that. But other than that, I'll see you guys in a bit.